Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
They're going to toss it. They haven't got it. He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start trouble. He's not second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
Good evening and welcome back to the SRL TV Round 5 GR86 League live from the Hockenheim Ring. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth once more by Daan Pepels, who we will talk to very, very shortly. But we are here today at the sunny world of Germany on the national circuit. 3.736 kilometres, 2.322 miles and 15 turns here this evening. Opened in 2002 to the present day, mind you. So it's not very old in conception of tracks. It's like 21 years old currently at the moment, the national circuit itself. Now in the standings, what's the situation? Well, Jack Johns is currently out on front on 151. 3 points back is Eric Ronneberg on 148, and then we've got Kieran Gannon on 134, Dan Wareham on 133, and Mark Brown on 129 with Jono Johnson and Arthur Ferdel on 116 and 114. John Brown in 8th on 113 with Derek Crowther on 111 in 9th place. Alan McCann 108, Dan Mould 106, Chris Barnes on 92, Ryan Dudley in 13th on 89, Fraser Garrity on 87, Alan Brown, the biggest gainer, up 4 places on 74, Craig Walters down 6 on 72, Dan Lewis on 67 with Alexander Longo in 18th place there on 54 points. Behind that, you got Roger Morton, Jamie Dangle, VJ Rayner, David Smith, Eugene Webber, Jason Morris, Callum Milam, Anthony Meyer, Elliot James, and then Stuart Gibbons. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Deej TV, Hockenheim is always good, especially in open wheelers. Be interesting to see with a low-powered car, though. It should be good. Don't forget, we are at the national circuit, so we do make a right turn halfway down the Parabolica as well, so we don't go to the full right the way down into the Spitzkete hairpin. We go obviously right halfway down for a double right-hander, so they're going to pick up speed coming out of turn 2 down into through the Parabolica until they get to the end, and then it's going to be hard on the brakes, which then of course is going to make it very, very interesting. But you've listened to me ramble on enough. Let's bring in Daan Pepels into the booth. Dan, good evening to you, sir. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, James. I am looking forward to this one, of course. It's been a while once again before we were back with the SRL GR86. Looking forward to this race. Really love the Hockenheim Ring, where I used to live in the Netherlands. It wasn't too far away. Now it's about a 10-hour drive. So yeah, not as local as it was before to me, but definitely still a amazing track. Quickest lap time ever recorded on this track. Well, there is none. So there we go. There is no quickest lap recorded. There must be, but yeah, didn't find it in the file. So
did you not find it?
There we go.
Did you not find it? Daan Pepels, you and Wikipedia need to become friends. There's Daniel Juncadella in a Dallara F309 in 2010 on a 119.742.
119 around this track still feels like a long lap time though.
But he's in an F3.
Yeah.
But you think about it in an F3, right? For the full Parabolica circuit, the Hockenheim that we know, Kimi Räikkönen set the record on a 113.7.8 in a McLaren MP4 in 2004. So for a shorter track, you've still got a 6-second difference between an F3 and a, well, MP4 F1 car. And it was the 2004 version. So, you know, there's a massive difference in speed there, so that wouldn't surprise me if Daniel Juncadella's time is probably not far off where F3s will do. We're doing 137.59 round here, and we're on board currently with Mark Brown, who's in 7th place, and he's picking up speed of about 113 at the moment they break. So in terms of that, I wouldn't really say it's probably too far off it, to be honest. And don't forget, this is like, you know, the 7th configuration of this circuit, all in all, from the moment it was concepted. So it broke ground in 1932 and it opened in March 1932 and it opened in May 1932. So in hindsight, there's been a lot of conceptions of this track. You know, some of the ones, I do love some of the things they've called them. The Hockenheim and Dreieck from 1932 to 1938. Then you've got the Cup Falls Ring from 38 to 65. Hockenheim Ring from 66 to 70. Hockenheim Ring from 70 to 81. This is still the conception of the names, of course. The same name there, and then we go into today, where you've got the Hockenheim Ring Baden-Württemberg. So they've given it a good old go at trying to change it as many times as possible since 1932. But that short track time in an F3 wouldn't surprise me. I think if you've got a W12, new W12 or an F1 car around there, you'll be looking at lap times of barely a minute if that. So, you know, not too bad at all, to be honest, but there we go. We are going in to the last 12 seconds of practice. Welcome in, Phil. I hope you are good there as well. And Tom Woodcock waving. Thank you so much. The game of that Gamer K. Evening, fellas. Evening to you. And Milky1616. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. There we go, Dan. An interesting circuit of contents, to be honest, and one that does bring a lot of information for us to try and decipher here, of course, with the main circuit as well only opening in 2002. So the conception of the two circuits was exactly the same year, and all they did was decided that, right, well, we're going to do a national circuit now and chop off the Spitzkare hairpin. So a bit like Silverstone, 7 different configurations and only about 3, I think it is, in use at the moment. So there we go. But welcome in.
I think that the main circuit opened earlier on, but they just chopped the forest section off. I think that's what... Because back in the day, I think the track used to be even longer, you know, back in the day when Formula 1 didn't give anything about racing on tracks that were way too long, and for safety vehicles, it took way too long to get to an accident. That was back in the day, back in the 1980s, 70s, maybe 90s too, where they didn't really care about the safety, did they?
No, well, basically back then it was over 6.5 kilometres long. Today's circuit from 2002 was only chopped off 2 kilometres and made it 4.5. So they've kind of gone over. But it's the interesting thing as well is this joins the list of circuits that was around a very long time ago, right? As we said, there was discussions about safety all the way through. And then they were talking, obviously it goes alongside Spa and Le Mans when you had nothing but more than hay bales, and you still had public roads next to you and all of this other jargon that goes with it. So, you know, if we look at Le Mans in general, back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, they were running along down the road with hay bales, telegraph poles and shops alongside them, all at the same time. So the fact that they've made it safer is ideal, and you know, they've made it a purpose-built stadium circuit as it is now, which is what we're looking at here for the Hockenheim Ring. So overall, you know, there's been a massive jump in safety aspects over the last 30 years, and obviously, you know, Charlie White, in F1 technical director, was a technical director, obviously, God rest his soul, was an amazing influence on the safety of the drivers, and that's where we're at today, to be fair.
Yeah, well, a bit of trivia then about this track, since we were talking about this track. Which at the time, a very famous Formula 1 driver died at this track in an F2 car. And this is not to answer for you, James, because you probably know this, since you know everything about this track. This is for the people at home, the people in the chat. Do you know which famous, well, at the time, famous and still famous today, for being the best driver never to win a championship in Formula 1, which driver died at this track driving a Formula 2 car back in the day? There we go.
Well,
one to crack your minds on.
Yeah, definitely as well on that one. Woodcock there, Tom Woodcock there, is it open or fixed? Fixed. And I'm sure Phil will come along and try and answer that question there as well, because Phil does love a good trivia question. So he will be able to come back and answer that one for you. We are in quali, 7 minutes remaining here of quali. There's 3 lone laps. Don't forget the format for tonight is Heat 1 is decided by quali for 20 minutes. Heat 2 will be a top 15 reverse from Heat 1. And as we said already, Jack Johns, Eric Ronenberg and Kieran Gannon are all at the top of the table. Kieran Gannon helped his championship hopes with a win in race 2, but then again, Ronenberg took podium with him and took second place. But then Jack Johns was there in race 1 with Dan Wareham sitting in second and Fraser Garrett in third. And that was last time out at the Nürburgring Grand Prix Strecker circuit. Times are going to start coming in at the moment. We've got Chris Barnes. Ryan Dudley has just gone into pole. Very briefly, mind you, because Jono Johnson's just jumped him. I just want to see what Mark Brown's going to do, and then we will change on to somebody else. Jono Johnson 138.056, Jack Johns 138 there, Eugene Webber 138 as well. Mark Brown 152, not really getting to grips with the car currently here as well. But there is your championship leader. Arthur Ferdle just goes and bangs on pole. He just turned around and said, "Thank you very much, I'll have that." So it's going to be interesting to see what Jack Johns can do here, and whether or not he's going to be able to come back through the field as well. Thank you very much again if you have just joined us. Don't forget to subscribe, give the video a big old thumbs up, and turn on the notifications as well, because we've got a lot of racing, and I mean a lot of racing this weekend on the JPB YouTube channel, so you don't want to miss any of the action. We've got F3s, we've got R-Factor historic cars, we've got P-Cups, we've got Radicals, we've got GT3s kicking off as well, and then of course we've got the return of the Clio Cup on Monday, which is in its final round from Monza Junior. So there was a lot of action there. Phil across the pond has said Jim Clark to your question, Dan Pepels.
There we go, he's right. He's right, Jim.
I told you. I bet.
Jim.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. We'll give Phil credit, but I think he's been on Google.
It took too long. It took too long.
Yeah, Deej says Hubert. But
credit where credit is due.
Yeah, no, it was Jim Clark. So there we go. No,
Well, he said Jim Clark after that too.
Yeah. Even in Honours, says Star 17. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us there over on the SRL YouTube channel as well. Don't forget we are broadcasting on the JPB and the SRL, so you can watch on both channels and pick which one you will like. You're not going to get Formula One where you go over to one channel and you get different commentators. Unfortunately, you've still got me and Dan. It's just where you want to sit and enjoy the chat, I guess, really. Like, would be the terminology for it. I'm not entirely sure on how to explain that, but there we go. That's close enough. Dan Wareham is flying along here as well in 11th place. Got a couple of greens. He's got his first green sector there. Unfortunately, he goes yellow in sector 2. So poor Dan Wareham not getting to grips again and having a bit of a rough one. But overall, Dan, I think this is going to be a great night of racing, especially going down the Parabolica into turn 6, they've got it labelled as. Heavy braking zone, double right-hander. It's going to be tough.
For sure. And especially with how tight the track is on exit, it really tightens up. It looks a lot wider the corner, but on exit you really see how tight it is. So that sometimes make it look, well, it makes it look like you can easily just ease around the outside, and then all of a sudden the track just ends because the driver on the inside has to go wide too. That's just the natural line you take through there. So it takes respect from both drivers to get through there side by side, and I don't think we're going to see too many moves, but I'm not excluding it at all because we will see a couple of moves down there for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think we are going to see runners down there as well. Phil has confessed Dan's not the only one to use Google. I knew there was a Plaquestone on the circuit. Well, there we go.
Well,
there is, but where is it? That's the question.
To use Google though.
Come on. We all use Google. How else do we prep?
Yeah, true, but then the whole point of the game for the people at home was not to use Google.
It was, but Phil cheated, so you know, you go and argue with him. I'm just not in the, you know, you want to go and have a discussion.
Then too, it was never set you couldn't use Google, so he's in no fault technically. So there you go, Phil, you got it right in the end. Credit where credit's due, and you got it right. There you go.
Well done, Phil. Stunning job. You win absolutely nothing, just to let you know. It was just a little bit of fun. You don't win. You don't win nothing, Phil. Yeah, you don't win absolutely anything. Dan Wareham coming across the line here as well. Goes over in a yellow, another yellow. Unfortunately for Dan Wareham, not really making mass improvements on a 138.829 there as well. But unfortunately for him, he's not making improvements currently. Ryan Dudley stopped out on track. Dan Wareham still running. Jason Morris and your boy VJ Rayner is there. Star 17. There's my boy VJ Rayner dipping into 15th. He is, but he's now down in 17th place. And unfortunately, he's not making improvements on this lap either. So it's unlikely he will improve unless he pulls out an absolutely barnstorming third sector. 139.207 doesn't, and then goes and sticks it into the wall just purely because he can. Everybody's near enough finished their final lap. Jason Morris is one of the last to come over the line. He's gone over the line with Jamie Dangle, who's stopped out on track currently as well. Don't argue with the elders, Dan, says Phil. So there we go.
I love how just every time when Phil throws any grief, it just has to be mentioned, you know.
Well, you know, I think the one thing we have to look out for is obviously Phil's here every single day, watching the racing, if not four races an evening, depending on what's going on. So, you know, we've got to give Phil a little bit of credit. We really need to get some JPB placemats or placards or #1 fan T-shirts done, and we'll be able to send them out to the people that are obviously in here all the time, like Phil, who comes in pretty much every single broadcast and we love dearly, of course. So, you know, maybe we'll get some, I don't know, a tea coaster or something. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Make a T-shirt. Make a T-shirt with your face on it.
Oh,
I bet you'd love it.
I support JPB with my boat race on the front.
Yes. Yes. I bet he would love it.
Actually, I'll put it on the back and then the JPB logo on the front or something. I don't know. Oh, Dan Wareham going and venturing into the wall there as well. But here is the grid for qualifying. Arthur Ferdle is the man on pole. Jono Johnson second. Jack Johns third. Mark Brown fourth. Alan McCain fifth. Eugene Webber sixth. Ryan Dudley seventh. John Brown eighth. Kieran Gannon ninth. Fraser Garrity 10th. Deck Crowther 11th. And Dan Wareham down in 12th place. Then beyond that, Craig Waters 13th. David Smith 14th. Stuart Gibbons 15th. Jason Morris 16th. VJ Rayner 17th. Alan Brown 18th. Chris Barnes 19th, Alexander Longo 20th, Daniel Lewis 21st, Jamie Dangle down in last place, unfortunately for Jamie there, and didn't make it, didn't enjoy this this wonderful circuit here. And we have got a pace lap, we've got into the stadium section as well, so we will see the cars run down through a pace lap and then rushing down into turn one. Good luck, Jack John, says Duncan Murray. Yep, Jack is in third. Of course, he is leading the championship by 3 points over Eric Ronenberg, who was not here this evening. He did tell me the other day, actually. I saw Eric in another league on Wednesday. He did say he wouldn't be able to make this. So, unfortunately, we've got no Eric Ronenberg. But, overall, I think it should be still a good race with 22 cars on track. And Arthur Ferdle as well. Don't forget, guys, that the JPB Clio Cup is open once more for sign-ups, and also the new GT4 League is open as well. All Discord links down in the description below, so if you want to get yourself in some Clio action or some GT4 action, GT4s start on the 31st of this month. Clios are 2 days earlier, actually, on the 29th. So, and there is an 11 race calendar, including a media day, and a surprise 10th round track not picked yet, partly because we're waiting for the winner of the Clios to pick the circuit. I'm not sure if that's dangerous or brave, but that's what we've made as a decision. The winner from the previous season gets to pick one track. But here we go, the lights are going to be out very, very shortly. And once more, we are underway here with Arthur Ferdle, Jono Johnson, Jack Johns and Mark Brown heading down into turn one. On curve here, it's going to be a slack dab of the brakes, getting the car lined up, taking an off track on the outside. Because why would you not want to do that anyway when you are out in front trying to avoid some of the chaos behind? But unfortunately, there was no chaos currently at the moment. Mark Brown has dived up the inside of Eugene Webber. Webber's now trying to come back as well. They're going to be going nearly 3 wide out of turn 2 and down for the first run. Down the parabolical we go here. A slight little bit of contact at the back with one of the SRL boys. That's Craig Waters, I think, as well. There was an off track from Jason Morris. He's gone off into the grass, visiting the old track. But Dan, generally, everybody got through cleanly.
Big start for the turn 2. He's bolted. He's about, well, 8, 9, 10s ahead already of everyone else. Johnson in P2 has got to look out not to drop that slipstream a little bit further back in the field. Like we said, coming to that entry to Parabolic, got a double right-hander. It's going to be chaos there. A move is very tricky there, and especially on the opening lap, something easily done there.
Yeah, there was. Morris has been off track, Smith's been off track, Longo's been off track as well. Longo all the way down in 21st, Morris behind him, down at the end in 22nd, and Dan Lewis, who's also taken on an adventure, is down in 20th. VJ Rayner is now up into 19th place, chased down Jamie Dengle here. John Brown sat in the middle of the field. He's got Dan Wareham tucked up right behind him, up 1 currently at the moment. There's been a crash in the back just as I come off them. Alexander Longo and Jason Morris. There was a big going round now into turn 11. Oh, Longo just got tapped by Morris there, and around he went, unfortunately for him. But we're back up with John Brown and Dan Wareham there, here Dan, and that was kind of an unfortunate incident, but one that we could probably perceive was going to happen.
Especially into the more one curve that enters that stadium section, sucks curve and sub curve. Easy to make contact there. Very tight part of the circuit, and especially that that sucks curve. It's so easy to make contact off camber corner, and just when you run side by side through there, you need the absolute most amount of respect everyone can give each other. It's so easy to just bang doors there and make contact. We saw that there.
Yeah, Derek Craver's just cleared David Smith. Craver on the left-hand side in the Blade Designs livery car, of course. SRL with David Smith behind Simulation Racing League there as well. Tucked up now. This is down in 13th and 14th. Kieran Gannon. Don't forget Gannon sitting third place currently at the moment on 130 points. He's 17 points back from Jack Johns, and Johns is currently sitting in third. So Gannon's got to be a little bit careful. He's got to try and get away from the ever-improving. I've got to give Ryan Dudley a shout-out. He's just got faster and faster and faster in every series I've seen him in, whether it be GR86, whether it be JPB Clios. He has just been unbelievable and getting faster and faster. So a massive shout-out to Ryan Dudley. Definitely looks like he's putting the hours in. If he's not, well, then he's just got natural pace, but either or, he's done an absolute stellar job there as well. Stuart Gibbons has taken a bit of a diver off. No real loss for Stuart though. Unfortunately, he's still down in 22nd place there as well, but currently in front of that there was John Brown trying to hold off Dan Wareham here as well. It's getting spicy, Dan, getting spicy.
I would say on Ryan Dudley, you know, even if you have the talent, you still need to put in the time, because there are people that have just as much talent as you in this field, but put in more hours than you, you're going to be behind. So you still need to put in the time, even though you've got the talent. I think you can see a perfect example of that. Ryan Dudley, who's just been improving in every series he runs. The more you do, the better you get. Christopher Barnes, who's all over the back of Brown, 23 machine in front. He's going to try and get past as early as possible, because, well, the longer he spends behind Brown, the less the time he would have to come back through the field.
Chris Barnes currently sitting in 16th, Brown in 15th. Gannon and Dudley are still back there in the mid-pack. Thurl slowly being pulled in by Jono Johnson. He wants to be a little bit careful here, because Johnson is not only coming at him, he's also pulling along Jack Johns, and that's never ideal for Arthur Thurl. He's got 15 minutes to hold on here, and with a lap time of 1:37.7, Johns is on the first lap on a 1:37.51 as this currently stands on lap 4. So it's going to be interesting for Thurl. He's got to try and stay ahead of this field though, Dan, because if he pulls these two along and pulls them into him, he's definitely going to be in trouble up front.
Now lap time from Jack Johns last time round, 1:57.53, 200 slower than his quickest lap time. So he can't only run that lap time once, he can do it consistently. That is dangerous, especially for Johnson and Thurl ahead, because if he can do that once he is in clean air, he is dangerous. Behind that though, Mark Brown, I think, spun usually Webber around.
Yeah, it looks like Webber and Brown have had a little bit of a tap. It can't, that's a long way back here. I think Webber may have done this on his own, you know. Oh, no. No, fair one.
Tricky one. Webber run in wide, or Webber ran in wide, but then just got collected.
Oh, Gannon and Waters. Gannon and Walters at the down in the double right-hander. Whoa. Gannon. Yeah, let's mute down a minute until we can sort his mic out there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but it sounded like he had a big old wind rush come through. Nearly deafened me in the process here. But this is Craig Walters. Walters looks like this, and Kieran Gannon and Mark Brown. Gannon behind him with, Brown again with Mark Walters this time. Unfortunately for Brown there, it looks like he's having a bit of a rough one. Are you back, Dan, where I'm not going to get you blowing in my ear out?
I am. It was my mic. Connected to the whole bit of it, you know.
Okay.
Anyways, we're back. It was not a big issue, just a connection issue. But we're back. It has all kicked off now, hasn't it, James?
Yeah, Mark Brown, unfortunately, has spun Eugene Webber and Craig Walters here. Not entirely sure how this one's going to pan out. As you can see in front, Kieran Gannon with Fraser Garrett, he's taking a little bit of a diver. Jack Johns with John Brown further back and Alan McCain. McCain in front, of course, sitting in 4th places at the moment. Down Wareham up 6 here. One of the biggest gainers with Jamie Dangle, who's also up 6. And he's just about to try and attack on John Brown for lap 5 with 12.5 minutes remaining here at the Hockenheim Ring National Circuit, the short one. Don't go all the way down the parabolic, we turn right now. Oh, Brown all out of shape. Here comes Dan Wareham. He's going to have a good old go here. Fraser Garrett, he looks like he's starting to chain. You can just see them behind him. Fraser there with Kieran Gannon, Deck Crowder and Mark Brown. So just unfortunately for Mark, he even needs to kind of just take a little bit of a deep breath here. Tried to send it a couple of times, and unfortunately he's gone. Walters and Webber have both unfortunately come a bit of a cropper. So Mark Brown just needs to, take a breather and settle down as Kieran Gannon tries to tackle here with Fraser Garrity, with Depp Crowder tucked up right behind him as well.
I would say, James, it's a very... Let's put it in the background.
Crowder's gone round.
Has that happened with contact, or was that just Crowder on his own? It's an easy corner to spin round on your own, but looking at the pack he's in, that might not have been on his own.
No, it was.
It was.
It was a solo spin there as well. When I saw the kind of looming of Mark Brown, I know they turn around and say it comes in threes there. I was hoping Mark wasn't quite involved in that. But that was just a solo spin out of turn 11 there for Derek Crowther. Turn 11, yeah, for Derek Crowther. So unfortunately for him, he has just gone round, and it was completely on his own. Jono Johnson or here we go. Jono Johnson and Jack Johns here, deciphering them surnames together. Johnson and Johns are side by side, currently going around turn 8 on the run out through at 9. This is the best thing for Arthur Fell, I think, here, Dan. He's slowly started opening up that gap again.
It's now outside of a second. I would say if it's outside 1.3, 1.4, that slipstream has been lost by the two behind. So if he can pull out another 4 tenths, then I think he would be safe for that victory. However, it's still 10.5 minutes to go. So a little too early, I think, to start talking about a victory for Arthur Thuddle. Meanwhile, side by side for Kieran Gannon and Dudley ahead of him. Or excuse me, Garrity behind him. Fraser Garrity. He has the inside for Saxkorver. A little bit of contact, I think, between the two, but the two keep it pointing in the right direction. Cuts the nose off of Kieran Gannon. Kieran Gannon is demoted down to the P9, but that was a harsh battle between the two and almost went from bad to worse.
Fraser Garrity taking no prisoners there whatsoever. He was quite happily to get involved with that, and nearly took the nose off Kieran Gannon there. Big bounce over the curb there for Garrity. Now he's going to put himself under pressure from Gannon. He's going to be able to get that run up into the Eintracht Parabolica corner, or just turn 2 here as well, and it doesn't manage to get through this time around. Jack Johns is slowly dropping back, but Alan McCain has got his own little Alan McCain train going on here. John Brown, Dan Ware and Ryan Dudley all battling away for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. The only man not in this pack to make any gains throughout this field is Mr. Dudley. He's in exactly the same place he qualified in currently at the moment. and is settling down in 7th place. But this pack of 4, closely followed by Fraser Garrity, Kieran Gannon, and also David Smith, are also very close together as well. Johnson's backed away from Jono Johnson. Jono Johnson still trying to climb up to Arthur Ferdle, just literally under a second back up at the moment as well. Jamie Dengle is up into 13th, +9 for Jamie Dengle. He has got the recovering Craig Waters behind him, mind you. Not an easy job to try and keep up with, but he's sure he's going to have a good old go with Kieran Gannon. Oh, John Brown.
One of the track in front of us, 2 of the track even. That was chaos. I think it was Brown and Dudley, was it not?
Brown, yeah, well, Dudley went off, but I think a lot of it was Brown and Wareham. Got a funny feeling.
Oh, he was gone already. He was gone before.
Yeah, not quite sure where and how John Brown ended up there. Is this a pure solo? Yes, it's all on his own. Brown sets off a train. Oh, strike for John Brown as he takes out, Brian Dudley and Wareham all at the same time there, unfortunately for them. But back up to the action.
Camp standing in that wall.
Sorry?
I can remember a 4-time world champion being struck in that wall on his own Grand Prix. So he's not the first one to hit the wall there who was in a good position. But no, I think so. Oh, contact between Garrity and Smith. Or Gannon. Gannon, well, that was a block pass and a half. There we go. Gannon up the inside said, no, sir, you are not going to carry that car around the outside. I'm just going to bump you off the track. And if you, well, you know, hit that, then you're going off. Garrity had to, I think, catch the car a bit out of the slides. Touch back into that slipstream and definitely he's still in with a shot at that P5.
Yeah, he's not going to give up. It's Fraser Garrity here. As we venture now in through turn 10, coming into the tight left-hander of turn 11. Slightly banked. It is just ever so slightly banked, and then you come out of the other side for the run round 12, 13, 14 and 15. They've labelled these corners quite tight together, mind you, as we're going into 14 now and then into 15. Believe it or not, we've done 3 round 12, 13 and 14, which some people may argue are not really corners. Other people will say they are, but who knows? But Ryan Dudley has gone into the pits. I'm hoping that's not anything untowards. Maybe drive through for Dudley. Is it going all the way through?
Has he had 17 incident points already? Or is he just going to fix this car? Because the damage and the hit that he took from that incident earlier on the sucks to him. It was quite a hard one. So that might be just damage repair there for him. For Ryan Dudley, not wanting to be a danger on track. But let's hope that's not the case for him. Anyways, he's all the way down in P22, so I don't think it doesn't matter too much what he's going to do.
Yeah, but Garrett's trying to run around the outside here. This is going to be an interesting...
Oh, no.
No.
Got that back, I think.
Yeah, he got a position, not entirely sure if that's a completely happy position. It's...
Second time in a row there's been contact between those two at the same corner. So yeah, of course last time round it was the other way around, and it was, I think, Cannon or Garrity you had to move out of the way. But yeah, it's been a bit of a
bumpy one,
of a touchy battle between those two. Here we have another look at it.
I'm not too sure where the line...
Oh, I have a feeling Kieran Cannon is not ever going to make that corner.
I have this funny feeling that if you look on the outside, Fraser Garrity makes a move towards Gannon, going down into the corner. He doesn't stay directly left. There's his on the break in. There we go.
Oh, just the slightest of touches that sends Kieran Gannon around.
Yeah. But it was a touch. That's the problem.
All the load is on the front wheels, of course, under braking there. So the light, well, the rear gets very light, and that just a little bit of contact can result in such a spin. Then.
Yeah. No,
the difference between the contact, sorry, James, the lap before was that it was door to door, so they were both at the same angle. Now it was front bumper to rear bumper, and that just that sent him round, basically.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit of door rubbing here as well. Dirtle's now got Jono Johnson right up behind him here. Johnson is going to try and make this move. He's got 4 minutes to go at Arthur Ferdl here. 4 minutes into a battle. The rest of the field are still quite close together. Derek Crowther and Chris Barnes look like they're having nice little tasty battles here as well. Well, Barnes is going to have an even better battle. Wareham just bounced the curb. Wareham's going to be on our right-hand side. There he is. Caught right at the right time as we go on that run down into Mobile Curve 1. Chris Barnes on the right. Oh, he's going to be through. He is. Down Wareham. Now, unfortunately, loses out of position to Chris Barnes there as they're coming down into turn 11 now. Around he goes. Job done for him. And Chris Barnes is up 11 places into 8th currently at the moment. So a massive gain for Chris Barnes there. Craig Waters is now trying to go around the outside of Dan Wareham. Wondering whether or not Wareham's had a little bit of a damage after being involved with that Brown-Dudley moment. Of course, John Brown hitting the grass and coming hurtling across like an absolute torpedo. And unfortunately for Ryan Dudley and Kieran Gannon here, they were both caught up in this. Dan Brown, sorry, they were both caught up in that. So it's possible that he may be carrying damage. Jason Morris is another man who's trying to come back through the field. He's got Jamie Dengle currently in front of him as well, as these guys are currently running down into turn 2 and then round 3 and then coming out of 4. So there we go, Dan. Nice little tidy battle. 2.5 minutes on the clock.
Morris here. He's going to try it up the inside, which will turn to the outside for the little right-hander. This is a smart move. Of course, it's Dengle who breaks lead, and then the 57 machine, the 777 though, sent to the outside. Jason Morris. That allows the 4 of Rainer to have a look on the inside now. Doesn't go for the move. However, once again, Jason Morris wide. Doesn't take the best speed through the corner. Now on the outside probably is Rainer. Can he make it stick? He can. He's there. He's still there. He's going to be there for the middle of 1/4 of it. And you don't want to go there. Well, through there side by side. They are going to try it. We saw an incident earlier on the race from someone just running it through their single file. Jason Morris makes his way through. However, ahead, Christopher Barnes, who was up about 11 positions, is now going to drop all the way down the order. Ahead of him, it's Daniel Wareham, who's also off together with him. Alexander Longay, Stuart Gibbons, they all go through. Let's see what happened between the two. To the outside goes Wareham. Cuts back to the inside for the next part. I think it's just Barnes losing it. Yeah, again, Wareham couldn't, well, nothing he could do about that. Was just caught up in that incident. Christopher Barnes was going to go around one way or the other. And sadly, just collected him in that. Wareham into the pitch too. So I don't think we will see him out on track. However, Christopher Barnes is going for it together with Daniel Lewis. Up the order, also David Smith fighting with, I think that's Fraser Garrity behind him.
Yeah, Jamie Dengle is now into top 10. You are right, DTV there as well. So Jamie is sitting in the top 10 at the moment. However, he has got Jason Morris.
Now he is.
Yeah, now, yeah.
On the verge of top 10.
Maybe he's got to shut the door on him. He's not going to shut the door on him. That door's going to be wide open now for Dengle. Unfortunately, Morris just said thank you very much for that. And Morris is now up into 10th with Dengle now down into 11th place. It's going to be the final lap of the race here. Arthur Ferdl is going to go across the line. Final lap of the race as Jono Johnson there will be in 2nd place. Is this going to... Oh, Ferdl takes a big old dose of curb there. I thought the car was going to go round. Dengle and Morris are still fighting as they go around turn 11. Dengle's not...
Oh, is wide.
Yeah, he's not giving up as Jamie Dengle.
Look at the train he has behind him. Morris has Brown, Dengle, Crowther, Webber and Rainer behind him. They're all within half a second of each other. This battle with about 6 cars, you can cover them, I think, by 2.5 seconds. There they are. Look at the train. It looks like they've just started the race.
No,
there's Barton on the left side waving that white flag to indicate that we are indeed in the last lap.
Oh, Dengle takes a massive off track there as well. Garrity is still locked up here. Mark Brown's trying to go up beside us currently. We are alongside. Brown, of course, caught up in 2 incidents with Webber and Waters as he's now going down into turn 2. Garrity on the right-hand side. Mark Brown on the left. your leader is currently coming around mobile curve 1. We will catch up with him before he goes across the line, but it is Garrity trying to hold off Mark Brown for this run down now. Through turn 8 they go, into 7, 8 and 9, I should say. And then they're out the other side here, while your other Ferdal is coming around the final 2 corners, 14 and 15. He's got one more corner to go. Jono Johnson has just got to try and hang on a little bit more into second place. He's not going to get him at the end. It is going to be Ferdal with your win. Jono Johnson in second. Jack Johns will come across the line in third place there. So a great win for Arthur Ferdal. And then Johnson, and then Johns. So there we go, Dan.
Not a bad race, I would say, and it's still going on here. Look at this battle. John Brown, Bengal Crowder, Weber, Rayner, Longo, all in it. It's now side by side between John Brown and Crowder. Crowder gets that position. Weber behind him, looking to get in that position too. Not going to get it though. Behind that though, I think it is Rayner running wide, out with his shot at any of these positions. But I think it's Jamie Dengel who's going to hang on to a P11. Not quite a top 10 DHTV. Did his best, using Weber in the end in P14. But Morris gets P10, Adam Dangle in P11, Crowder in P12, Brown P13, Weber P14, and Rayner in P15. That is how they finished, but that was a battle till the end.
Impressed Jess there as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you are well. This is some great racing. It's nail biting, says Star 17. So there we go. Still up 11 positions. He is, yes sir. Jamie Dengel is up 11 positions. He did well.
Biggest gainer of this race, behind that, is David Smith, who was up 9. So both of those drivers did an amazing job on getting the positions that they might have well lost in the qualifying by just having an off track or two and just not being able to put in their quickest lap times.
Yeah, Arthur Ferdal is your winner with Jono Johnson second, Jack Johns there in third place, Alan McCain fourth, David Smith fifth, Fraser Garrity sixth, Mark Brown seventh, Craig Walters eighth, Kieran Gannon down in ninth, Jason Morris 10th, Jamie Dengel, as we said, up 11 places there, Deck Crowder 12th, Eugene Webber 13th, John Brown 13th, Eugene Webber 14th, VJ Rayner 15th, Longo 16th, Gibbons 17th, Al Brown in 18th place. Then Barnes, Dudley, Wareham and Lewis all had a bit of an unfortunate ending to their evening. We have got a 5-minute warm-up here. And, well, I think overall, not a bad start to the evening. One that I think could put us in good stead for race 2.
For sure. Looking forward to more of these, looking forward to more of this action, James. It's been an incredible race so far, up and down the field. There was fighting going on. There was, I think, not one dull moment in the race where we thought, okay, the race has settled down a bit. Now everyone has got his own little gap and is driving to his own pace now to just stay where he is or gain some positions. But no, this race, especially that fight for P11, 12, 13, 14, it heated up towards the end because Morris, I think, was keeping everyone behind with his incredible defending. So, some props to him, of course, for his defensive work there. But in the end, that meant that there was a long train behind him. Could keep them behind till the end. And in the end, just took an incredible P12, I think it was for him. But, looking forward to more of the same in race number 2 with a reverse top 15. That's going to give us even more action.
Yeah, I just want to quickly look here. I've got a funny feeling VJ Rayner is on pole. I had that feeling it was VJ. VJ, you will be on pole for the top 15 reverse, mate. I know you've just said it was an intense in the YouTube chat. It's going to be even more intense for you at the front of the order.
Try and hold all the other 21 cars behind you for however may long the race will last. Which for him will be about a decade.
Yeah, he'll be sitting in there thinking we've been running for an hour. A little tip, VJ, right? Let the pace car go ahead in the second to last corner. Let him dive in the pit lane, back him all up, and then bolt just on the entry into the last turn when everybody's still getting up to speed. You'll be gone, mate. It'll be like 1.5 seconds by the time you get down into turn 1, and then after that, well, that's all on you. I can't help you after that, mate. I can only give you a tip running up to that part. So back them all up into 14, the second to last. Pace car goes in, and then when the pace car goes in, you get just on the entrance of 15 and go, okay? And then that way, everybody else will still be trying to accelerate up when you're already a lot further ahead. So there we go. I'm coming for VJ. Jamie Dengle, leave him alone. Don't be a bully.
There you go. Listen to Uncle James. He
Yeah.
always tells the. He always gives you best advice.
Hey, I've watched enough races here now. I don't even know how many I'm on. If I counted them up, I'm probably above the 1,000 mark of definitely telling you what you need to be doing. So, you know, just as a hint, you know, let's see. Will there be a quiz? Maybe, Empress Jess. There might be. There might be a quiz. Pop quiz. Who pulled away at the last corner and got a 1.5 second gap down into turn 1 at Hockenheim Ring? And see if you come up with the answer. So let's see what happens here. VJ, I don't know if you're going to listen to me. You might not. But, you know, I'm just saying. Word of a hint. And everybody else that's listening, ignore my advice. That's not what he's going to do. Jamie Dengle. So there we go. Yeah, a bit hard giving advice over a YouTube chat when probably most of the drivers are listening. But never mind.
Ooh. Yeah, well.
You know, the millions and millions of TV spectators we have at the moment sitting at home.
And then, yeah, exactly. The billion, James.
Yeah, millions. Well, we can't.
Rookie numbers.
Yeah, well, we can't go too high, mate, because it does sound very unrealistic. Not that a million doesn't, I've got to be honest, but there we go. Welcome in, everybody, here as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Give the channels a subscribe, a thumbs up, and turn on the bells. You've got over on the JPB YouTube channel as well, where there is some of you watching. So if you do hear me talking to somebody else, it's because they're on the other channel. And on the SRL TV channel as well. What you can do is pop out both chats and you can see them both together. So you could respond and still watch one, depending on how many computer screens or if you watch it on the TV. If you're watching on the TV, well, then I'm sorry, you're limited to one.
Now, what are you watching it on? Let us know in chat. What are you watching it on? It would be interesting to know what are you watching it on.
Yeah, give us a shout. Let us know what you are watching your devices on. We see analytics from YouTube, and they tell me various things here. So let's see what we've got. Right, VJ Rayner, you're on pole, boy. Eugene Webber in second, John Brown third, Deck Craver fourth, Jamie Dengle fifth, Jason Morris sixth, Kieran Gannon seventh, Craig Waters eighth, Mark Brown ninth, Fraser Garrity 10th, Dave Smith 11th, and Alan McCain down in 12th place there. Jack Johns 13th, Jono Johnson 14th, Arthur Ferdle 15th, Longo 16th, Gibbons 17th, Al Brown 18th, Barnes 19th, Dudley 20th, Dan Wareham 21st, and Daniel Lewis is at the back end of the grid there. And let's see how VJ's getting on. I almost want to be, you almost want a radio to his head, don't you? You know. So VJ, this is James up in the booth. What are you feeling about now while you're currently sat on pole with 21 other fast cars right behind you? Well, James, I'm not going to lie. I'm sweating more water than I fill up in my bath on a Friday evening. So there we go. That's my advice from, I don't know if VJ's doing that or not, to be honest. But hey, all good fun. VJ Webber, I'm mixing up, I'm making love children now between Eugene Webber and VJ Rayner. So here we go.
Oh, don't worry, James. I did it too.
Right, pristine commentary as always. Thank you to Star 17. Watching on my racing rig, Deej. I'm rocking out on my Google Pixel 5. Star. I won't tell you I've got a Google Pixel 7 Pro, but never mind. We won't compare phones. VJ, back up. VJ, slow down. Slow down. Turn 14, I said. Turn 14. Don't get excited. Right. Is he going to, do you reckon he's going to actually take my advice? Because I've got good advice when it comes to starts. One of the ways...
We'll see if you've got good advice. If he does it and it works out, then very good advice. If he does it and it doesn't work out, you're in trouble, mate.
One of the ways you can do it is brake check everyone.
You could do it that way. Don't think the stewards will be happy with it.
Here we go. What's VJ going to go? Let him go in the pits, VJ. Wait. Go. Go on, VJ, go. Go on, son. On his own, watching the Grand National. VJ Rayner.
He went too early.
He went too early. He's got it though. VJ Rayner down into turn 1. It's flying along. He goes across turn 1 in the lead. Take the off track. Oh, VJ Rayner absolutely flying along here. Currently in first place still. No, he's got down now. He's going to get Ian.
3 wide, James. 3 wide.
VJ! Oh, no. VJ
Chaos
Rayner.
behind is Jason Morris and Greg Walters dropping down the order. Here's all the way back to P20 and P21. Chaos, the Einfahrt Parabolica, about a handful of drivers have dropped down the order. Lewis, Morris and Walters all involved in it.
Yeah, these guys now is Eugene Webber out in front, John Brown second, Dan Crowell third, VJ still in fourth with the battling through the order. Kieran Gadden, oh no, there's Jamie Dengle. VJ, he's gone past you. Oh no! Oh, cause chaos! He's on his roof. Can't park there, sir. Oh, from hero to zero in just half a lap. VJ Rayner, unfortunately, is now on his roof. Not entirely sure how that one happened. We'll maybe have a look inside the cockpit with VJ and see how much he saw there as well. But it is Crowley in third here, trying to chase down Brown, currently in front of him as well. Then there is a big battle here with Jack Johnson, Ryan Dudley, and Arthur Ferdal. Oh, Johnson's gone round in front of Dudley. Jack Johns is off. What a race too. This is beginning to be it, Dan. There's cars up everywhere. Jamie Dengle was up. Well, he's still in fifth place currently with Fraser Garrity behind him. But I just want to have a look at how VJ ended up off track here in the cockpit as well. So if you are seasick, then I do apologise. He gets on the gas, he hits that grass, doesn't he? Yeah. Round he goes. Big smack. Upside down. And that's what it looks like from VJ Rayner's point of view. He's staring at tarmac. Unfortunately for him, he is down the order now. VJ is in the pits.
I'll put that down to James's advice. There we go.
No, I didn't tell him to go and stack the car on the grass. I told him to get away in the field. I didn't tell him to go and hit the grass, did I?
Still, I think it's James's fault for giving him advice. There we go.
No. You're not blaming me on that one. Unfortunately, there's been enough collisions here as it is. Jack Johns has been off track. Dan Lewis has had another one. Unfortunately for Dan Lewis, he's just going down the order. He's facing the wall there. And another man that can't park there, sir. Unfortunately for Dan Lewis, Arthur Ferdal is battling away with Dengle. Dengle's now down 3 places, down into 8th here currently at the moment, with Stuart Gibbons behind him taking a massive run here. Is he going to be able to get past the guys in front with Dan Wareham, Alexander Longo as well? Longo had a poor race 1, don't forget. And he's currently up 3 places, so he's down in 16th place. He just finished outside the top 15. But Eugene Webber is out in front, and he's not having it his own way here. John Brown is sitting up right behind him currently as well. So John Brown giving Webber a nice little run through, and let's see how he gets on there as well. Empress Jess just went, VJ! Oh, there we go. The pressure of pole was too much, so unfortunately for him, VJ Rayner is off. So there we go, Dan. All in all, not a bad opening to race 2.
I think what we didn't get in race 1, we got extra in race 2. Race 1 was a very clean one. And race 2, more of a chaotic start. However, it's still everything very, very close. The only real bigger gaps that we have is Thurtle to Johnson and Dengle to Johnson. Thurtle, however, winner of the last race, already up 8 positions at that start. Came from P16, of course, P15, excuse me. And is now already up in P7, so doing well there.
Yeah, Alan Brown's just taken a dive out off track, and unfortunately he's dropped down the order into 19th currently. Webber's still out in front. He's under pressure from Brown and Derek Craver. If you want some liveries done, go and reach out to Derek Craver from Blade Designs. Does an absolutely stellar job. Ryan Dudley, Stuart Gibbons swapping backwards and forwards side by side. Dan Wareham just sitting in there as well. And here comes Longo just for good health. They're going to be in a 4-way battle. There's Jamie Dengle. Looks like Dengle might have either had a slowdown, unfortunately, and has served his slowdown, and is now under pressure from his teammate in the JPB Clios. Here, Jamie Dengle. So let's see how this one goes on with Dengle and Dudley. The double Ds. There we go. Dengle and Dudley racing here as well with Gibbons and Wareham behind him. Back up front, Fraser Garrity has got Jono Johnson from company here, Dan, and unfortunately for him, Johnson does look like he's not giving it up. He is chasing there, Fraser Garrity, right down into turn 1.
Jono Johnson knows with Thurtle behind him that he has to get a move on. If Thurtle catches up, Thurtle might be going for that move. Was ahead of him for the whole of race number 1, and Jono Johnson does not want to see the same thing in race number 2. Now Garrity in race number 1 I've seen a lot of incidents, I've seen a lot of contact, so I think Garrity himself wants to watch out that he doesn't have another race like that. He wants to make every move that he does cleanly, every defense that he does cleanly, and so far he has been doing that. So John Johnson maybe going to go for a move here down the inside. Oh, this double right-hander, not going to go for it, was way too far back, I think. John Johnson definitely looking to get past Fraser Garrity as early as possible here.
Yeah, and then we got the little battle further down the field here. Dan Wareham still battling up the old Dangle. Dangle's lost 2 places to Dudley and also Stuart Gibbons within the space of a very short time. He's still holding on just onto that 11th place. That will be double 11s, which doesn't make 22, mind you. That's double 11 places where he is at the moment. Eugene Webber is under all sorts of trouble here. John Brown, Crowther, Gannon, all closing in, and then we've got Arthur Furlow in 7th as well. The gap down to 7th place from the leader is 2.4 seconds, and with a man like Furlow in that 2.4 second gap there, it's not going to be very long before this gap comes down. John Brown's got an excellent run out the final corner. He's now trying to go down onto the back end of Eugene Webber down into turn 1. Nothing doing at the moment. Gannon, Crowther hangs on to his position as well, Dan, from Kieran Gannon.
Well, Eugene Webber out at the front, has a whole train behind him. We saw this earlier on in race number 1-2. John Brown is going to try and make his way past. The leaders collide, and they're both going to drop down the order now. John Brown can continue, but Eugene Webber is going to drop all the way down to P8, and maybe even worse for the American. Drops down to P10, now gets underway again. Tries to get that GR86 going, but behind him there's a whole pack who wants to make contact too. Dick Crowther is off, and he's going to go hard.
Oh, he's just missed. He just missed.
Chaos.
Gannon, Garrity, John Brown, Jono Johnson. And Jono Johnson just missed Arthur Furlong by millimetres. Absolute millimetres. Oh my word. We'll try and catch up and see where that one all kicked off here, but I think it was somewhere here with Kieran Gannon. And he just missed Arthur Furlong. So Gannon and Garrity are side by side. Watch Jono Johnson in the green as they're coming down into the turn. He goes and wants to try and make it 3 wide. Garrity comes across. Gannon gets out of shape, hits Johnson. And watch this from Furlong's point of view as he comes across and literally, misses him by millimetres. Absolute millimetres. So Furlong there, count your lucky stars, son, because you've just managed to make it through. And that was Garrity and a lot more others involved in that one as well. So that was quite hectic. Garrity, Gannon, Johnson, John Brown, all involved in that incident there, and that was just incredible how Garrity got out of that one. How Furlong just missed it. Well, I suppose the terminology is God only knows.
For sure. Well, Svan Youngmat says good evening, young sir. That's probably aimed to you, James. But well, what a time to come in. Greg Walters off the track too. Jamie Dangle behind that. It's been a chaotic race here, James, to say the least. And I think that battle for the lead, I think, told it all there. Adam McCain is going to go down the inside of Brown, can't quite make it. Alexander Longo is once again facing the wrong way. There's going to go in contact between Jack Johns too. It's absolute chaos out on track at the moment. They seem to be hitting everyone. They seem to be playing bumper cars at the moment, James.
Yeah, Jack Johns there as well with Dave Smith having contact. Al Brown involved in that one. Longo was facing the wrong way. He faced the wall. Gannon had another go in as well, and it was just all going off here, all at the same time. I know some of you want to see how Jamie Dangle got on. Unfortunately, well, this is how Jamie Dangle got on as he's going down here. I believe that's Kieran Gannon, I think, maybe beside him, and Longo. Longo spins Dangle round there. And it is getting very, very chaotic here in the race too. Johns and Gannon had it coming together. Barnes has gone off track again. Alan McCain fighting in this mid-pack. Not quite sure how this one. What?
I fancy Thurtle here for a double. He might take a double victory and do a very good job for the championship going into the last round in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, it is. So it's like Mario Kart. Says Star Gaming in YouTube. It definitely
Who's
is.
the blue shell there then?
I don't know, but somebody's dropped bananas as well, apparently. So Star 17 Gaming there, dropping bananas. Now, what's Crowther and Fertile going to do here? From Fertile's position, he needs to go and try and get past Crowther. Out of pure respect, I don't know if he will. Dudley's just lost a place to John Brown. John Brown's cleared Ryan Dudley there. Dengle's not going to be happy about Alexander Longo, I'm not going to lie, after getting into YouTube saying he's coming after VJ. Well, we know what happened to Rayner. He did a lot of that himself, unfortunately, for VJ Rayner. But it is getting close. Brown and Dudley, oh no, side by side. Brown's there as well.
Yeah. Watch it, this is going to go off camber here. The next corner is off camber. The fact that they kept it side by side through there, like I said earlier on, James.
Oh, he's up again. I'm sorry there, Dan. I got a little bit excited. Dudley was 2 cars up there.
Well, he was flying. Jordan got excited too. I think Dudley was, he took off. It was a Boeing 747 at that point, and I think he was off again going over the curb.
Yeah.
Those sausage curbs are absolutely, they're deadly.
He's the only man I know who's got into John Brown sideways and managed to survive there, Ryan Dudley. He's now got Stuart Gibbons. I nearly called him Scott then, I'm sorry, Stuart. Stuart Gibbons for company there as well, as they're running side by side with Ryan Dudley once more. Crowther's got Arthur Fertile trying to go around the outside of turn 6 here. It's very chaotic in race 2. We're trying to bring you all the action. I'm sorry if we miss any of it, because there is a lot going on with these cars. Brown under attack from McCain. McCain's trying to run him around the outside. Dudley's going to have a go at coming back through once more as well. Hopefully not on 2 wheels. The car was faster on 4, and constantly that is what I'm told anyway. McCain runs in a little bit wide. Dudley follows McCain's line there as well. It's Eugene Webber and also Dan Wareham getting themselves in this one. As these pack of cars here, this is a battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. All close together, currently on track, and it's on the Alan McCain it's on the Alan McCain train really. As lucky enough for John Brown, he didn't hit the grass this time around, but we've still got 6.5 minutes of this, Dan.
Start of the season for Formula 1, you had the Aston Martin Hype train. Today we have the Alan McCain train here at the Hockenheim short circuit, and Arthur Thurtle and Crowther have absolutely paced out of this one. 2 tenths between the two, but about 8.8 back from the lead is this battle for P3, and it's about 7-8 drivers involved in it. McCain, Brown, Dudley, Gibbons, Wareham, Webber and Brown all involved in it. Here is that train, and it's about 7 cars, Brown being the last one of it. He's now going to go for a move on Webber. Usually Webber behind that, the American is going to drop further down the order. He's not. Brown thinks the better of it. Usually Webber goes wide though, so they now lose a bit of touch with this group. But let me tell you what, McCain is doing a tremendous job keeping these two behind. There's a battle for the lead. Crowther and Thurtle momentarily were side by side, I think, going into the right-hander.
Oh, they are. Fertle's going to try and come back up on the inside. He's going to have to hit through turn 8. Crowther's going to try and tie it up. They're going to be side by side coming out. He's done on that one. Back here, Dudley's now under Brown. Oh man, I'm even struggling to keep up with this one. Here we go. I don't know. Anywhere. There's a car. There's a gap. There's a cap. There's a car. If gap car. That's my philosophy. I've got that from obviously our very own Dean Biggles there. Gary has unfortunately had a little bit of a ta-ta-ta, and he's dropped all the way down into 20th place. Mark Brown slowly dropping back off the end of this, and so is Eugene Webber. But Dudley is still going with John Brown mixed in front of him. And these guys are battling away quite nicely as they're coming round turn 14 and 15 here, Dan. And what an evening of race 2. This is Big Ben here for Ryan Dudley and John Brown, Crowther and Thurtle. Thurtle here trying to get up the inside of Crowther. He needs that inside line. He severely does. Here he goes. Arthur Thurtle, is he going to make it this time? He's not going to make it this time around. But is Ryan Dudley going to make it as he's tucked up behind John Brown? Is he going to send it on him up the inside? Go on, Dudley, let's do it. No, not this time around for Ryan Dudley.
this train still continuing to run very close. McCain still being the lead car of this train. Here's the battle for the lead though. Crowther up the insides of Turtle. Is going to have to go the long way around this Archer Turtle. Crowther, let me tell you, he's doing everything he needs to keep on to this leader. Turtle, I thought it would be easy for him to get past, but Crowther is driving a tremendous race so far, keeping up with the lead driver, Turtle, who won last race and is leader in the championship. And, well, could be doing a very good job for the championship if he gets past Crowther here. But Crowther not allowing him to do that easily. He's going to keep the inside for the Mobile 1 Corvette. And it's going to get the inside for the Sux Corvette, so he's not allowing Turtle to have a look up the inside. However, Turtle, with how Crowther is moving, might be able to fake him into a fake defensive move here.
Fake defensive move. Don't forget they got 25 points for the heat win and 33 for race 2. Birdle's just about to try and bully him off the inside line. Garrity's also behind him. Don't forget Garrity is the lap down. Does he really want to get involved? Is he going to get involved? Crowther's out in front now. He's barely got no space at all. Birdle's not going to run him too wide. He's going to allow Crowther to take his line. He's going to go again. Both men collect off tracks, and why not, right? You're in a battle. Garrity's trying to stay with them here. I'm not entirely sure from Garrity's point of view whether or not this would be a best move. I've got to be honest, because if he's responsible for taking either of these out, well, the world's going to end in Garrity's life, unfortunately, and Harper Fertile or Derek Crowther might have a few stiff words to say here if Fraser Garrity does get involved. I think from Garrity's point of view, he's a sensible driver. You know, I think he's just going to sit back and watch all the action unfold here as Crowther and Fertile go side by side once more down into turn 6. Fertile cannot get... No! Derek Crowther! All on his own! Is he going to be able to get it round before the rest of the pack come? Oh, he did, but caused chaos in the process.
Oh, no.
Contact. Oh, more contact. 3 wide. No. And out of all that, Dan Wareham says thank you very much. I'll have some of that. And Crowther's spin there, unfortunately, was all on his own in turn 6. Put himself under a whole heap of trouble and is now joined in with a pack of cars that were chasing him down. Arthur Fertile out front says thank you very much, I'll take my 8-second gap and win both races and score maximum points. But now Crowther is in the mix here with Dan Wareham, Dudley and John Brown down. Unfortunately for Crowther, one mistake and around he has gone.
I said he was doing so well, and I feel like I got to take the blame for that for that one. He was doing so well, keeping up with Turtle, keeping Turtle behind, putting up such a stellar defense. And in the end, it's going to be him down the order. Daniel Wareham, though, on the podium, up 18 positions. 18 positions, James. Pushed all the way down on P21. Is now up in P3. A stellar drive from Daniel Wareham, and could gain a position more to get him up into P2 and gain 19 positions this race. An incredible race from him. Alan McCain also up 10, and Arthur Turtle, of course, up 14, which he needed to do to get up into P1. A stellar drive from all the top 3, and Ryan Dudley behind that, who was also up 6th.
Yeah, there are the gainers on your left-hand side. Unfortunately for VJ, he's down 18 places. VJ Rayner, pole man. Unfortunately, it was just all got a little bit too much, and unfortunately for VJ there, drops down the order. But you can see there is some massive gains out the front 4. 14 for Fertile, 10 for McCain, 18 for Wareham, and 16 for Dudley. He's settled down a little bit. Al Brown is still mixing it up here with Jason Morris. So I have to see how this one works out as well. But these guys are all battling away here nicely down. And, well, let's just put it this way. It's all mixing it up once more. As we go on to Turtle's going to come round and take the final lap of the race this evening. We'll see Barney waving. And
it's quite close too. I think if these two would have crashed, this would have been the last lap of the race. Being that McCain is 9 seconds behind and he takes the white flag with 6 seconds to go. So if these two would have crashed together, we might have had 1 lap less. So is that going to play into the strategy? I think fuel, we're all safe. Everyone is on the same fixed setups. So fuel will be okay. No one will have an issue with that. They've made sure that that is okay, and else everyone will have an issue, and not only one driver. So there you go.
Eugene Webber, John Brown coming side by side nearly into turn 2. Coming out the other side now. Webber's going to try to cut back on Brown. Brown went in a little bit hot. Is Webber going to be able to get this run down into turn 6? He's tucked up right behind him at the moment. Eugene Webber is on the back end of Brown. Brown's going to go defensive. If Webber's going to do it, he's got to do it the long way. He settles in. He goes one more. He's going to try and get late on the brakes. Try and cut back now. Oh, but she just did not nail it that time around. Whereas Arthur Ferdal was coming round on the run out of 9 up until 10. So he's nearly...
Morris has got past Brown a little bit further back, James. Morris into P11, has now been repassed by Brown again and might get passed by Gannon too. He was up in P11 after he overtook Brown, but might now be down to P13. Morris giving it absolutely everything, dropping back now from Brown ahead of him. As Eugene off the road, or Eugene, I think that is Garrity off the road, but he's down to P20, allowing everyone through without any issues.
Yeah. But it is this man going to take the second victory. Maximum points 55 here. McCain's had an incident. Unfortunately, McCain, he's just lost a bunch of positions. There he is, but it is Arthur Ferdal, your race winner. Dudley's going to take second place. Ryan Dudley's up 18 places. The biggest gainer. Is he going to get it on the line? It is going to be Dudley. Oh man. I don't think my heart could take anymore. Unfortunately for that one, what a bit of a battle there. And Gannon and also Longo.
Yeah, Gannon has got to take that with that inside line.
He got the inside run there, and Gannon did take it. But boy, oh boy.
Well, look at the gaps between P2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And it's not the first time we've had that. This track just providing us with some incredible racing, even though you have that tight section of the Mobile Eindkurve, Saxkurve and the Südkurve. So, super tricky section, but still providing us with some amazing and close racing. So, I'm really surprised. I didn't really expect it to be this close. I expected it to be close around this shorter track. Not this close, James.
No, definitely there as well. We'll pick up your pole man, VJ Rayner, as he comes and finishes here as well. Good evening, Sven Young, as well, by the way. I hope you are well. Sorry I haven't talked. It's been a bit of a manic race, but good evening to you. I'm not quite sure if anybody wants to tell VJ his sticker's upside down there on the side of the car. I don't know if that's something that... Oh, it's right way up one side and upside down the other. So maybe he's just trying to make it noticeable there. Down Lewis,
there.
VJ Rayner comes across the line. Go on now.
In Photoshop, if you put the logos in, the doors are, of course, it's 2D. You can't see in 3D, so the doors are opposite of each other. So he's just put the logos in, bottom down, on both of the doors. And then when it shows up on the livery, one of the logos is upside down and one of them is correct.
Okay. Well, there you go. Information from Dan. There Arthur Ferdal is your winner. John Brown second, Dan Wareham third, Eugene Webber fourth, Deck Crowther fifth, Mark Brown sixth, Alan McCain seventh, Jack Johns eighth, David Smith ninth, Alan Brown 10th, Jason Morris in 11th, Kieran Gannon 12th, Alexander Longo at 13, Stuart Gibbons in 14th, Jamie Dangle down in 15th, unfortunately for him, Christopher Barnes in 16th, Ryan Dudley 17th. Ryan Dudley 17th? Huh?
He finished... What? Yeah, I've got it on my timer screen too.
Did Dudley have a penalty that he didn't clear?
I know that when you have a slowdown, it
adds 40 seconds.
Pretty harshly.
Yeah, adds 40 seconds there. That's a little bit confusing. Dudley, 40 seconds. That actually would work out where he's at the moment. Dan Lewis, 18, VJ Rayner, 19, Fraser Garrity, 20, Craig Waters, 21st, and Jono Johnson, 22nd. I'm a little bit confused by them results. I've got to be honest. I'm wondering whether or not Dudley had a slowdown that he didn't clear, and that could be possibly why he is down there as well. But I tell you what, let's find out, actually, because Ryan Dudley has just joined me in the booth. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, mate. Well, I'd be alright if I just didn't get a black flag on my last corner.
Yeah, what happened?
I only had a 1X left because of all the antics throughout the race, and that last corner, the back wheel touched the grass. Yeah. Well, sorry, it wasn't the last corner. It was last but one corner. And it gave me a drive-through. As
you crossed the line?
So I missed out. Yeah, so I missed out on P2. And obviously, I'm guessing you've seen the first race as well, so bad night for me.
Yeah. I did see you, however, fly. That was quite nice when you hit the sausage curb. You did take off.
Yeah.
That
on two wheels.
Yeah, that did unfortunately jump around in the side of him there, but there we go. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, let's forget the penalty. Overall, race 2 was quality, wasn't it? There was so much battling going on.
Yeah, it was a great race, to be fair. It was nice to be at the top as well for once. Yeah, it was a good night, apart from the black flag, of course.
It literally got you at the end.
Yeah, as I come as I come on the last corner, I thought I had P2, and then it just came up. Yeah, you know, the next black flag.
Oh man, gutted.
I know.
Gutted, but look, dude, it's been absolutely amazing talking to you as always.
Thanks, mate.
I'll see you Monday, mate, won't I?
Yeah, see you Monday.
All right, man. Well, hopefully you'll be able to wrap up the AM Championship on Monday. Get yourself a little trophy. That'd be all right.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
Let's see what happens. But there you go.
Thank you very much.
Take care, bud. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go, mate?
Nice one, whoever's watching. Thank you. And see you all later.
Take care.
Thank you. Ta-ra.
Right, there you go. Arthur. No. Ryan Dudley there as well. Now, I am going to pull in. I've got to have a word with him. I've got to have a word here, unfortunately. VJ has joined me in the booth. Your leader from race 2 on pole, unfortunately finishes down the order in 19th place after ending up on your roof. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Evening, gents. Yeah, that was a disappointing time. Yeah, it's the way it goes. I'm just happy I made it to the reverse grid for the second race for a change.
Hey, I bet pole position was a shock as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. These guys are quick. I am not. So it's mildly terrifying having them all breathing down the back of my neck. But you know, I had you on in the background, so you know, I got your advice for starting it and slowing down, and then going when I felt like it. But I think that was part of the problem as well, is because I didn't have your clean audio. I had the car audio as well, so it was a bit confusing hearing cars that weren't where I thought they were.
Yeah.
So I was being way overly cautious, and that's on me. And then I just didn't see that patch of grass as I was rejoining the track after I missed that corner, which then sent me into the spin. But...
Which caused quite a lot of chaos.
Well, chaos is always fun, right?
It is for me up here in the booth, mate. I've got to be honest. It is for me. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, it was a very interesting evening, bud. I've got to be honest. Absolutely quality. You know, it was amazing. I thought you were going to get it. I thought you might have held on, but unfortunately, as you say, the grass come out, and as we know, iRacing's grass is like ice, so there's nothing on it, and it just spun you around there as well. But look, dude, absolutely stellar evening. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, give a shout out to Star 17 Gaming and then the SRL guys for organising this. Well, I mean, what an amazing first race! What a brilliant league! So thanks guys for putting it on.
So who is Star 17 Gaming to you?
He's an old housemate of mine, good friend.
Oh, cool, awesome stuff. Well, VJ, thank you so much for joining us there, bud, and look forward to catching up with you soon, no doubt.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Have a good one.
And you take care.
Everyone.
Bye. Right, now let's have a.
Hello.
Well, that's a way to enter the booth, isn't it?
Oh my God!
Commentator down, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, what was that? Talking about blowing your own trumpet there. So that was the... Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. You okay?
Oh dear, yeah, I'm crying here, mate. This ain't even funny. Double points victory. That's going to be a nice little boost going in. Are you here next Friday or are you away?
No, I'm not here next Friday, but it's TCR, so that's all right.
Oh yes, you got 2 weeks' time to wait there, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know. All right, somebody's clearly got a new... Have you got a new toy there, Arthur?
Well, I think we all have.
What do you mean we all have?
It's in Discord.
No.
Yeah.
It is, James.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Is that a podium, boys? Is that a podium?
Oh, wow. Did you all hear that?
I only just found out this evening.
I didn't even know it existed. Oh dear, Dan, we could be in trouble here. This could be deep, deep trouble. Max,
This is a really professional interview, isn't it?
Oh, I bet we can we can find this interview in a couple of shorts in a short moment time.
Yeah, mate. Look, guys, dude, you know, maximum points 55 points. Stunning race for Ewan Crowther right up until unfortunately Derek put too many beans through the right foot and spun himself round. But overall, up 14 places, you got to be happy, right?
Yeah, I gained 14 places, but I don't know how many cars I actually overtook that weren't in crashes. I don't think I actually legitimately overtook anyone that wasn't in a crash.
Well, makes it a good evening of racing then, doesn't it?
I still won, so yeah, I was quite happy with that. Jono done fantastic in that first race. You know, he had the pressure on me the whole time. I just couldn't break that second and get him out of tow. He done fantastically well. And in the second race, Blade was defending really well. It was, I think the only way I was going to get past him was trying to force him into a mistake.
Yeah, I think so as well, mate. And unfortunately for him, he did make one there. We're just watching. Do you know how close you were to Jono Johnson as he spun then?
No, but I could see it happening, and I was expecting my rear end to spin round,
mate,
but it didn't. So it must have been very, very close.
Millimetres, dude. I looked at it back as well. We were just watching VJ Rayner go up in the air here as well. He just missed you. Oh, poor old VJ. But yeah,
it was a bit like the parting of the Red Sea for me in that second race.
Yeah, mate. He was. I tell you what, Jono Johnson was millimetres away from you. But look, dude, it's been such a pleasure talking to you. I'm not going to see you Monday. You're going on holiday, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, going on holiday Sunday night, so I won't be here for the Clios, and I won't be here for the TCRs on the Friday night either.
Oh.
I did try and say to the missus, look, why don't we take your laptop and I'll race it on the controller, but she said no.
You literally, such a shame. I'd be interested to see.
I know I would have done it on controller.
Yeah, and I would be interested to see where you would have come out as well, to be fair.
Yeah, me too. I think, I reckon perhaps top 20.
Yeah, you don't need many points.
Just staying on track.
Yeah, just keeping it on track instead. Oh, Stuart Rice, he's raced on controller before he went on steering wheel, did he?
I did get to nearly 2K rating on a controller.
Get out!
So yeah, I'd probably have some pace.
And I can't even get there on a steering wheel. Well,
I think that's a you problem.
Yeah,
It's a skill issue.
Yeah, clearly. Oh well. Well, Arthur, thank you so much for joining us there, bud. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Shout out the organisers for doing a fantastic job. All the drivers for getting at me way in that second race. They done a fantastic job. Yourself and Dan for your commentating skills. It's always a pleasure watching the streams back. My mum, my dad, sister, wife, nan, granddad, everyone.
Oh, nice. Well done, you. And
John C.
I haven't got that one. I wanted to enter with that. But I haven't got it.
Oh, mate, never mind. My bad. Thank you so much, Arthur, for joining us. And we'll catch up with you soon, mate.
Have a good week next week.
And you, mate. You take care.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye. Oh, dearie me.
You sounded like two boys at a playground who find something new to play with.
I didn't even know these existed. When did they appear?
In the last update that Discord did. Yeah, it was quite funny. I saw it and I was like, oh wow, this is fun. But I think Archer's Turtle here has he has set us up for some failure the next time someone gets into the booth. So, yeah, that's got to be fun.
There's one here called the Terminator.
Come with me if you want to live.
It's okay.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
there we go. JPB have got some new toys coming into interviews there as well. Oh, mate. This is going to be a nightmare. Right. Dan, I would say sum it up for me in one sentence. What can you do about
that? There we go.
Okay, well, guys, that's it then. Dan has got no words to sum this up apart from, and from myself and Daan Pepels and everybody that's joined us in YouTube chat for what's it turned out to be a chaotic ending to the broadcast here. Thank you so much, Deej and Star17 Gamer, the Gamer K as well, Sven Young Matheson, Peter Peoples. It's sailing on the road, says Peter. Phil, as always, across the pond. Empress Jess, Sean Webber, thank you so much there as well. VJ, of course, unlucky to you, dear. I feel sorry for you, VJ, I really do. It was such a shame. And anyone else, I don't think I've missed anybody. I mean, that was pretty much most people that have come in this evening. Thank you so much for joining myself and Dan now as well. And as always, guys, from myself and Daan Pepels, as I say, don't forget some thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the bells on both channels, the SRL and the JPB, because they've got a lot of racing coming up on the JPB here and tomorrow. There's just lots, so stay tuned for that one. And as always, that interview was gold. I know it was a very professional interview, Deej, I've got to be honest. One that we can remember forever. But for myself and Daan Pepels here as well, and these new wonderful sounds that have come out, take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.